It is once again time to continue on with the prospect pool overviews. Today we have the Washington Capitals. Now the Capitals are a team that they missed the playoffs for a little bit, but they're still good and they still have a pretty solid prospect pool, I gotta say. This is a mix of drafting guys in the right spots, getting lucky with some of these picks as well, and then not only that, good at drafting guys later on in rounds as well. So let's start off here with Ryan Leonard, who in my opinion, forgot to move that back, is still a really good prospect and still is technically, in my opinion, a prospect. I know he played 8 games in the playoffs, played 9 games in the regular season. To me, still a prospect as long as he's still a rookie. So he was born in Northampton, Massachusetts, is 6 foot, 192 pounds, was drafted 8th overall in 2023 by the Capitals, played 37 games with Boston College, had 30 goals, 19 assists for 49 points. He's a power forward with great speed. That's what he's most notably known for. When you look at guys who scout this player and talk about this player, this is a guy who's been getting better and better every single season, and he gained some valuable experience. Now, there were a lot of people on Twitter and social media who were saying things about Ryan Leonard and speaking about the fact that he didn't produce when he was with the Washington Capitals. I can attest to that by saying you don't have to produce to look good. And we did a lot of watch of Nordic streams, and especially when he joined the team, we were down the gate where Ovechkin's goal record was happening. We were watching that. But honestly, I thought he played well. And I don't think the stat line or, the amount of goals or assists he put up really dictates how this guy really is. So overall, I think he is the best prospect in the pool by far. I know there's a lot of other really good prospects in this pool, but to be honest with you, I am a big fan of Ryan Leonard, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next year with the Capitals. Now moving on then to Lyndon Lakovic, one of the most recent draft picks here by Washington. He was born in Kelowna, British Columbia. He can play left wing and right wing. That's what's notable about him. He was 6'4", 201 pounds, drafted 27th overall in 2025. Played 47 games with the Moose Jaw Warriors. Had 27 goals, 31 assists for 58 points. Had a really good draft year. He's a big guy. He's big-sized. And he's a player who also can skate and shoot as well. When you have those two capabilities, you can do pretty damn good. He also signed his ELC by the Capitals there as well. He will go back and play another season with Moose Jaw. But overall, I think that he's had a very solid campaign and was one of the guys that I was looking at and I was liking a lot. And when he dropped to Washington and they picked him, I sat there and was like, wow, that's a pretty good pick. So I think Lakovic is somebody in the Washington pool who you can be very excited about here moving forward. And again, overall, I look at this entire Capitals pool. They've picked a lot of their guys out by later round draft picks. Besides Ryan Leonard, most of their guys have been picked either late first round, early second round, or beyond that. I think Lakovic here is a really good pick, and he's going to be very fun to watch moving forward. Andrew Crystal was one of those guys who was really looked at this year after his trade from Kelowna to Spokane. Everybody's been talking about this kid. He's from Vancouver. He's 5'10", 183 pounds, was a left wing, drafted 40th overall in 2023. He combined with Kelowna and Spokane, had 57 games played, 48 goals, 84 assists for 132 points. Phenomenal skill. Great skill. Again, you can show and see through his numbers here on the screen. He had 95 points in his draft year, had 111 points in 23-24, had 132 in 24-25. So now Crystal is likely going to be heading over to Hershey, which as a Phantoms fan, really? Does he have to go to Hershey? Regardless, I think that this kid is phenomenal. He is incredible. He is somebody who not many looked at before this year and has really risen up the rankings and prospect pool overview stats for me, and I'm a big fan of Crystal. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. And overall, somebody that I'm looking forward to following here as he continues on his NHL career here as well. Now, Cole Hudson. This is somebody who, when Lane Hudson really emerged as the kid that he is Cole Hudson started getting a lot of recognition. He was born in North Barrington, Illinois, is 5'11", 172 pounds, drafted 43rd overall in 2024. This kid didn't have, he was injured in his draft year, 12 points in 19 games played, didn't play a lot, was still drafted in the second round, and boy, was that a great pick by Washington. He played 39 games with Boston University, had 14 goals, 34 assists for 48 points. We followed him in the World Junior streams that we did. We followed him in the NCAA streams that we did this year in the Watch with Nordic. This guy has a mobile puck mover with great ability. There's really no other way to look at him. He put up some awesome numbers with Boston University, took a massive step, and even in the World Juniors, led the team. 11 points in 7 games played. Yeah, this is going to be someone who, when he gets there, I think he's going to be better than Lane. I'm being honest. I think he's got that two-way style. Lane's a little more offensive. He plays a lot more of an offensive style. He's got that dangle and skill. I feel like Hudson's more of a two-way guy, or Cole is a little more of a two-way guy. You got to be careful because they're both the same last name. Honestly, I think he's going to be better than Lane, in my opinion. And I think he's going to be somebody, even though he will be better than Lane, he's going to be very, very exciting when he gets to the NHL. I think he plays another year in Boston University and then comes over and plays for Washington. So we haven't talked about anybody that has been with Hershey this past year, and Vincent Iorio is the guy that I wanted to highlight here from the Hershey Bears. He was born in British Columbia, 6'3", 201 pounds, was drafted 55th overall back in 2021. He has been there for Hershey's Calder Cup runs. He played 67 games this past year, had 5 goals, 15 assists for 20 points. He is a good penalty killer. That's what he's mostly known for. Again, you can look at his offensive stats here. Doesn't really put up a lot of offense. He didn't do that in juniors either. But he's really known for his good penalty killing and solid defensive skill. So I think this is somebody who, Washington's blue line looking pretty solid right now. If somebody goes down, Iorio's going to get the call up. He has been down there with Hershey for 3 seasons now. He's come up and played games with Washington, but didn't play at all this year. That's notable there, obviously. I think that was because the team was not only good, but their blue line was pretty locked down. I wonder if coming this year, Iorio gets another chance and plays another contract. He has an RFA this year, so I believe he probably will get some AHL games in there. But I'm imagining that Iorio, even though he is enjoying how the Hershey Bears have played, I am thinking they do want to go on a playoff run here with Washington and not Hershey this coming year. All right, Washington's goaltending prospect pool is not good. It's not great. This is the side to it where you look at it and it's not that ideal. You have Antoine Keller, who I picked out of the basket of goalies who are in the pool but are very minor. He was born in Dijon, France. He is 6'2", 187 pounds. Just looking at his draft pick rights there. He was playing 13 games played with the Lausanne HC in the Swiss League. Had 5-5-0 record, a 3.16 and a .894. He was in Acadie Bathurst the year prior, put up a .897. Honestly, don't have a lot of thoughts about him. Again, Washington's goaltending pool is not very strong. So to be honest with you, I just pulled somebody random out of the basket, and this is who I got. Antoine Keller, I don't know a ton about him, so I'm going to leave it at that. Overall, put up some decent numbers there in the Swiss. We'll see if there's any development there in terms of his overall prospect development in the future. You look at some of the other prospects in the pool for the Capitals. Tariq Parasak, who I did not get to mention, had 82 points in 59 games played with Prince George. Did come over and play 1 game with Hershey. He was the 17th overall pick back in 2024. Ilya Protas had a great first year in the OHL for Windsor. Had 124 points in 61 games played. Was a third-round draft pick last year. Milton Gastrin was one of their most recent picks. He's had some solid numbers with the Swedish Junior Leagues. Had 42 points in 40 games played. A guy they traded for, Justin Sordith, was with the Charlotte Checkers last year, had 34 points in 43 games played. Honestly, if he was anywhere else but Florida, he would have cracked the opening night lineup, but he was traded to Washington this offseason. He could make the roster. And then as well as that, too, you have Eric Matejko, who was a third-round pick, just finished up his second year in the QMJHL with 22 points in 24 games played, and then 19 points in 23 games played. He is from Latvia. And then, last but not least, you take a look at Washington's prospect rankings. I think 1 to 10 are NHLers. You have Ryan Leonard, number 1, Cole Hudson, number 2, Crystal there at number 3 for me. Sordith is at number 5, Protas at 4, Lakovic at 6, Gastrin at 7. I'm not that high on Parasaki's at number 8, Iorio at 9, and then Matejko rounds out your top 10. This is a great prospect pool in the Washington Capitals, and I think Capitals fans with Ovechkin possibly heading into his last season, you can be very excited for the upcoming future looking at this pool. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, like down below and subscribe if you are new. We have one more prospect pool review left, so we're going to get to that here soon. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.